So we're going to go ahead and jump right in and do our eyes first. I already have my eyebrows on. I did use the Anastasia brow definer and the brow powder to do them. Today I'm going to be using the Too Faced. This is the Just Peachy Mattes palette. So I am going to go ahead and first prime my eyes. Today to prime my eyes I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade 10 Light. So I'm just going to put this on my eyelids here and buff this out with my beauty sponge, just my little mini one. So now that our eyelids are primed, I am going to go in and set them, and today I'm going to be using the shade, I'm going to use Peach Butter, and I'm just going to go in on, this is an e.l.f. C brush by e.l.f. and go in with that Peach Butter shade and set my eyelids here. I'm going to go in on this Lorac, this is a double-ended blending brush, and I'm going to use the fluffy end, and we are going to go into the shade Peaches and Cream. And I'm just going to start buffing this into my crease. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be a cut crease. So I'm going to be keeping it just on, I'm not going onto my lid at all. Just I will kind of drag that out to give us the nice shape that we want here. And don't take too much into the inner corner. Just a little, and kind of drag it out. If you do get any of these colors on your lid, it's okay. We can go back in with concealer and clean it up. I try and keep it off my lid just so I have a little bit less work to do. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Just Peachy. And I am going to go in on, this is a Farah 22E Shade and Blender brush. I'm going to go in with this end right here using the angled tip here into that Just Peachy shade. And just start applying that along the same lines here. Not going up quite as high or as far in, but also trying to keep it off of the lid as well. I'm going to go back in with that first Lorac brush, adding no extra product, and just kind of buff these two colors out here. Okay, now on the small ended here, I'm going to go into this Fresh Picked. And I'm actually going to mix it with Peach Cobbler. So I'm going to go into Fresh Picked and Peach Cobbler. And again, I'm just going to add this in there, keeping it really low and closer to the crease here. Just kind of dragging that out. So that way we can get the shape that you want. I'm going to go back in with that buffing end and buff this all out. Now I'm going to take, this is just an Ulta large eyeshadow brush here. It looks kind of like this. So I am going to go into Peach Tart right down here and put this, really darken up our crease here. But I'm putting this very low in there. I'm not blending this out. I'm really just kind of moving my brush back and forth to add it in there. This is just going to add a little bit of dimension. I'm going to go back in with Peach Cobbler right down here, this shade, on that small angled brush from the Lorac palette, and just kind of blend and buff this out. Okay, now I'm going to go in with our lid color, but first I am going to put on, this is the NYX Glitter Glue. I'm going to put a little bit of this on just my pinky here and place this on my eyelid. So this is going to be a base for, because we are going to be using a Stila glitter today. And anytime I use the Stila glitters, I like to put this down. It just kind of, I feel like, makes it go on very foiled, very pigmented, and it keeps the sparkle. So now we are going to go in, this is the Stila Kitten Karma, and you kind of want to work pretty quickly with this glitter glue, so I'll only do one eye at a time. I'm keeping this really low on my eyelid and kind of dragging it out. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I do like to keep my eye half closed and just kind of let it air dry there. So now that these are dry, I'm going to go in and do my liner. Today I'm using the Ciate London in the Starstruck liner. So I'm going to go in and do a little wing, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to go in and tightline with the Vintage, this is the Smoky Eye Pencil in Jet Black. So I'm going to tightline and do my upper mascara. Okay, so now that I have on my upper mascara, I'm going to go ahead and kind of zoom you through my face because not a whole lot has changed. So this part will probably just be kind of like fast forwarded through. Go in with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation on my beauty sponge here. Like, I swear the only time that I ever have makeup mishaps is when I pull out my camera. I constantly am dropping stuff, or I'm constantly spraying makeup everywhere. Like, it's ridiculous. This doesn't happen when I don't have my camera on. Okay, so now we're going to jump back in and finish our eyes before we do the rest of our face. So I'm going to take that same vintage liner and line my waterline here. Chocolate dipped and peach tart. I'm going to mix those onto this is the Alamard Cosmetics liner brush here. I'm going to mix those and just gently press these into my waterline here. So I'm actually going to take that Ulta shader brush that we used earlier in that peach tart shade, but I wiped it off here. I'm going to go into this peach tea shade right here and start buffing along that bottom line here. And now that fire brush, I'm going to take the smudging end here, and I'm actually going to go into this Just Peachy shade here and buff all along the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this peach meringue shade right here and highlight my brow bone. And I'm going to be using, this is the Naked brush that came with one of the Naked sets. I'm going to be using the pointy end here and just highlighting my brow bone here. For inner corner highlight, I am actually going to take another Stila shade. This is in the shade Perlina, and I'm just going to highlight my inner corners here. So now I'm going to go in with my Tarte Maneater mascara and line my lower lashes. Okay, so now that we are done with the eyes, I'm going to go in and finish my face. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is in the shade Light Bronzer. So I'm just going to go in, this is a Cala brush, and just bronze up my face. I got this NYX foundation a couple months ago, and I thought I really liked it at first, but I think the more that I'm using it, I don't think that I super love like the coverage and like how it wears through the day. And I'm trying to give it one last chance because it's super affordable and I really liked it at first, but just after kind of wearing it a little bit more, I'm kind of like on the fence about it anymore. So for blush today, I'm going to go in with my Alamard Cosmetics. This is the Colorette Blush Trio in Medium Tan. And I am going to be using these last two shades here, mixing them. These are called Seclusion and Isla. Today I'm using a Real Techniques by Sam and Nick. This is a cheek brush. And I will say I do use more of this Seclusion shade. That seems to be my favorite, which I usually am not a super huge fan of peachy blushes. Like, they make me look really washed out, but I really like this one. Okay, now that I have that on, before we highlight, I'm going to go in and spray my face with some Fix Plus. And now I am going to highlight. There's freaking foundation everywhere from where that foundation sprayed. So I'm going to go in with, this is the Smashbox. This is the Spotlight palette in Pearl. And I am actually going to take, this is a Moda brush, but I like to just take and sweep across all three of these for my highlight. Then I will take this shade right here, which is called Blow a Fuse, and I'm going to take it just on the tip of this brush here and apply it to like my nose, the tops of my cheekbones, and above my eyebrows, just where I want a little extra pizzing. Okay, and I am going to take, this is a Sephora Fixator Universal Brow Freeze pencil, and I'm going to run over my eyebrows just so they stay in place. So now to complete the look and set the face, I'm going to go in with my Morphe. This is the Prep and Set Makeup Setting Spray. So now I am going to go ahead and finish up with my lips. I'm using the Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in Miami Fever. Okay, so this is the completed look. Depending on the day, I will change the lip color up. So if I'm going for more like of a pinky feminine look, I will use a more peachy pink toned lipstick. But today I kind of wanted to pull in like the orange and like the burnt vibes, so I went with a little bit darker burnt orange lipstick. So yeah, this I guess is a little bit more fall vibes. Typically for where I'm wearing this right now in the season we're in, I would go with lighter, but it's a really rainy day, so this is just kind of how I was feeling today. So yeah, this is the completed look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content from me, then please hit the subscribe button down below. I hope to see everybody in my next video. Bye guys!